Hey, what's up everybody? It's George here and we're back with another video. Now today's video is build video number 11 in the Goblin 500 series. Now I really had a lot of thinking on how I was going to proceed. Did I want to not put the tail on until I finished the electronics and pause the build and do a different electronics series? But what I've decided to do is just go ahead and continue on with the build and do the electronics with the tail on. If it becomes too cumbersome, it's only a few bolts to take the tail back off, so no big deal. And with that being said, let's go ahead and move on with the second part of chapter 14, which is installing the tail boom onto the frames. Let's take a look at my setup. First I have my manual, a pen, backup drivers, I have my Kindle, I have the tail boom assembly ready to go, I have the frames unit ready to go. The components and tools I'll be using, first I'll be using a 2.5mm driver, this special tool to tighten up the sacrificial bolts, and a silver Sharpie. I like to mark the belt. It really does help in keeping the orientation when I'm installing it. And then these are the bolts that we reserved out, we didn't install on the frames. I'm not going to Loctite them now just in case I need to take off the boom while I'm setting up the electronics. I'll Loctite them later when I'm done. So, there we go. Let's go ahead and move right on with the second part of Chapter 14. Alright, so we're ready to move on with Chapter 14, Part B. And once again, I'm not going to be Loctiting because I may need to take the tail off if I find it too troublesome when I'm setting up the electronics. And I'll do the electronics setup in another video series. So, let's go ahead and get on with Chapter 14B. Okay, so there you have it. The tail boom has been attached and it's all together. Let's go ahead and get ready to move on to the next chapter, chapter 15, which is the battery tray. We'll get set up and be right back for that. Okay, we're ready to go with chapter 15, which is installing the batteries on the battery trays with the provided Goblin Velcro and preparing the canopy to be put on and putting the canopy on. There's really not much of a setup, so I'm just going to go ahead and get started here. Okay, there you have it. I have both battery and tray prepped. You use this to set the center of gravity. I may move this back and forth a little bit once I get entirely done, but that remains to be seen. Canopy's ready to go. I think we're ready to get on to the next chapter, chapter 16, which is installing the blades. So let's go ahead and get set up for installing the blades. Alright, we're ready to get on with chapter number 16, which involves putting on the serial number plate and installing the blades. This is really the last build chapter. Chapter 17 is maintenance, so completing this chapter will actually complete the build, so let's get right onto it. You have it. All done. The build is finally complete and everything seems to be as it should be. Let's go ahead and wrap this up. We'll do another video, a summary video. We'll talk about the build, we'll talk about the cost, and kind of go over everything away from the bench. So thanks for watching, and as always, happy flying, friends.